Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I'm your teacher, Simi Namer. This is my lecture number 3 for grade 01, Pakistan Studies, Geography. So let's start with unit number 8, which is power resources. In power resources, power is energy, and energy makes change possible. This is the ability or capacity to do something or act in a particular way. The scientific definition is energy is the ability to do work. This is measured in joules, just like work. There are multiple different kinds of energy, like light energy, heat energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, and kinetic energy. Basically, energy is of two types, renewable energy and non renewable energy. Renewable energy is energy produced from sources that do not deplete or can be replenished within a human's lifetime. The most common examples include wind, solar, geothermal, biomass, and hydropower. This is in contrast to non renewable sources such as fossil fuels. A non renewable resource is a natural resource that cannot be readily replaced by natural means at a quick enough pace to keep up with consumption. An example is carbon based fossil fuel. The original organic matter, with the aid of heat and pressure, becomes a fuel such as oil or gas. Other examples are nuclear energy and coal. As I've told you that solar energy is a renewable energy and sunlight is one of our planet's most abundant and freely available energy resource. Again, wind is a plentiful source of clean energy. Hydro energy, precipitation is distributed throughout the world, and we have a lot of water in oceans and seas and rivers, and through precipitation. So, water is available for hydroelectricity. Then is tidal energy that can be obtained from the tides of the ocean, and geothermal energy, which is like geo means earth, and thermal is heat, so we can obtain heat, the steam from the earth's heat, and then biomass energy. All these energies are renewable energy that can be renewed again and again. So here we will start with non-renewable energy resources. On page number 133, the first topic is coal. Coal is a very old fossil fuel. It is formed by the decomposition of natural vegetation. The better types of coal have taken several hundred million years to form. The decomposition of natural vegetation like equatorial swamp forest. This is basically a hard rock which can be burned as a solid fossil fuel. It is mostly carbon but also contains hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, and nitrogen. It is sedimentary rock formed from peat by the pressure of rocks laid down later on top. There are different types of coal, ranging from anthracite to peat, which have different qualities. Like anthracite is considered the best quality coal, and peat is considered the lowest quality. In Pakistan, bituminous to lignite types are found in limited quantity. Peat is the youngest form of coal. This is lowest grade, low quality fuel and organic material for gardeners. This is exclusively vegetative matter and represents the initial stage of coal formation. Its carbon content is very low. Lignite is a lower quality coal with a high moisture and ash content. It has a low heating value and it is 150 million years old. 50% carbon content it contains. Then is bituminous. It is like 300 million years old and it has 50 to 80% carbon. There are two subtypes of bituminous coal like steam coal and coking coal. This is a superior black hard coal found in highly compressed seams. Burns readily with great heat, its hydrocarbon content is less than the anthracite. The coking coal is burned to produce coke, a hard gray porous material. It is used in blast furnaces for the extraction of iron from iron ore. And the superior quality is the anthracite. It is about 500 million years old and it can contain 95% of carbon. It is hardest and cleanest burning coal. This is the best quality coal, this hardest and highest hydrocarbon content. It burns quietly with greater heat. Why Pakistan has low quality coal? Pakistan has low quality of coal, that is lignite, because Pakistan is a poor country which don't have good machinery to dig out the best coal which is found very deep underground. So Pakistan mainly used lignite which is found near the surface and it is easier to mine. And this is a natural fact which cannot be changed, but this type of coal is also very useful. If it is developed, this coal is mainly used to produce electrical energy. Why is lignite considered as a low quality coal? It is a lower quality coal with a high moisture and ash content. In your book, on page number 133, there are two figures, figure 8.2 and figure 8.3, which better explain the types of coal. Now, the next topic is the transportation of coal from the coal mine to the end user. After the extraction of coal from the coal phase is the exposed surface of coal in a mine. So it is loaded on a trolleys which run on a track as shown in figure 8.9 in on page number 136, which leads from the coal mine to the outside surface. In some small coal mines, donkeys are used as an underground transport. A donkey carrying sacks of coal walks through the narrow tunnels of a coal mine. The donkeys can make around 20 trips per day, carrying sacks weighing about 20 kilograms each. The work is dangerous with the constant risk of cave-ins. You know what is cave-ins? It's a collapse of roof of or underground structure. This is an instance of yielding or submitting under pressure. So on page number 134, you can see that once the coal comes out of the mine, the qualities of coal are separated and sold to the middleman. Know who's middleman? A person who buys from the producers and sells to retailers, who further loads it into trucks and supplies it to the brick kilns and cement factories. You know what is brick kilns? A kiln is we can say, an oven type furnace in which bricks are baked or burned. So there are some drawbacks of using trucks as a coal transportation. Like it is the highest unit energy consumption requirement, and it is, you can say, the highest net operating cost and greatest external damage to the highways. When the coal is supplied to thermal power stations, rail transport is also used if it is economically feasible, because this is one operator that can transport bigger loads. The first reason is that new reserves of coal have been discovered in recent years. It is estimated that Pakistan has 7,508 million tons of proven coal reserves in 8 major fields in Lower Sindh, the Thar Desert, and the Salt Range. According to one study, the coal reserves in the country are many times greater than the total reserves of natural gas and oil. The second reason is the rising prices of oil. So, coal can be used as an alternate source of fuel. In view of the uncertainty surrounding the price of oil and the tremendous amount of foreign exchange involved in the import of oil, the authorities have considered the option of the use of indigenous coal as an alternate source of fuel. Now, coal is used in much of the cement industry because it is even cheaper than natural gas. Indigenous coal means the coal that is native of some area, like local coal. So it is very cheaper to use local coal as an alternate source of fuel. There are also some environmental losses with coal mining. The environmental challenges from coal mining include coal mine accidents, land subsidence, damage to the water environment, mining waste disposal, and air pollution. These are either environmental pollution or landscape change. It is not advisable to build coal-fired power plants close to River Indus. Coal-fired power plants are the largest source of fly ash and mercury pollution. You know what is mercury? Mercury is a toxic heavy metal which cycles through atmosphere like water and soil. So this mercury pollution falls into nearby rivers where it builds up in fish. People who routinely eat mercury polluted fish can suffer brain damage and nervous system disorders. Particularly young children, fly ash causes severe problems like lowered crop yield, respiratory disorders in humans and livestock, and contamination of groundwater with toxic salts and metallic contents. Not only coal mining can create the problem, the coal transportation can also create a big problem for us. The greatest single environmental problem from coal transportation is coal dust entertainment. Adding water to coal can significantly reduce dust entertainment. The critical dusting moisture content varies with the type of coal. The use of covered hopper cars is not practical for coal transport because of loading difficulties. Chemical additives as well as crude oil or kerosene can also be added to coal but may also undesirable pollutants. To reduce the risk of transportation, there is an easy way of gasification of coal. Through gasification, the fuel companies convert coal into easily transportable uh, coal gas or liquid fuels. The coal is heated in the presence of steam and oxygen to produce coal gas, which is a mixture of carbon monoxide, hydrogen, and methane. It is used directly as fuel or refined into cleaner burning gas to make it environmental friendly. So, according to policy making sources, the focus of the coal policy is on power generation through coal and gasification of coal. The focus of the government's policy is on aggressive coal mining and modern usage of coal using the latest technologies, including those developed over the years by the Americans, Europeans, and Chinese. How is coal converted into electricity? Let me tell you. Steam coal, also known as thermal coal, is used in power station to generate electricity. The coal is first melted to a fine powder, which increases the surface area and allows it to burn more quickly. In these pulverized coal combustion system, the powdered coal is blown into the combustion chamber of a boiler where it is burned at high temperature. The hot gases and heat energy produced converts water in tubes lining the boiler into steam. The high-pressure steam is passed into a turbine containing thousands of propellers like blades. A propeller is like a mechanical device for propelling a boat or aircraft, consisting of a revolving shaft with two or more broad-angled blades attached to it. You must have seen these type of blades. Yeah, you can say like a small fan located in the front area of aircrafts. So that is a propeller. So this is thousands of propeller-like blades. The steam pushes these blades, causing the turbine shaft to rotate at high speed. A generator is mounted at one end of the turbine shaft and consists of carefully wound wire coils. Electricity is generated when these are rapidly rotated in a strong magnetic field. After passing through the turbine, the steam is condensed and returned to the boiler to be heated once again. The electricity generated is transformed into the higher voltage up to 400,000 volts, used for economic efficient transmission via power line grids. When it nears the points of consumption, such as our homes, the electricity transformed down to the safer like 100 to 250 voltage systems used in the domestic market.
In a thermal power station, like the Boundary Dam power station near Estevan, coal is burned in a boiler to convert water to steam. The steam goes into a turbine which turns a shaft. This shaft is connected to a generator that makes power as it turns. A condenser converts the spent steam from the turbine back to water that is reused in the boiler. Sask Power is among the first in the world to use carbon capture and storage. We capture the carbon dioxide coming from one of our coal units, compress it, and send it deep underground permanently to reduce our impact on global climate change.
So let me revise again. We started with energy, and I've told you that there are two types of energy: renewable energy and non-renewable energy resources. Then we started with non-renewable resources and we had first topic coal. Then I told you about the types of the coal: peat, lignite, bituminous, and in Pakistan we have like anthracite is the superior quality, but in Pakistan we have bituminous and lignite. And lignite is of low quality coal just because it has low carbon content, so it produces more ash and low heat. Then I've told you about the location where it is located, like we have in Lower Sindh, in Quetta Coal Provinces, also in Potwa and Salt Range. Then modes of transportation: donkey cars, railways, trucks. We can use these type of things for transportation of coal. Then why we are using these things, like we are basically using coal for power generation and in the domestic heating and cooking industries, iron and steel to make it into coke, brick kilns, ceramic industries, locomotive engines, and gasification of coal. So here I'm going to give you an assignment. You have to do question number 1, part A, B, and C with their subparts. The questions are in your book. This is page number 152. You have to do question number 1, part A, B, and B you have subparts 1, 2, and then part C with 3 subparts. And the question is taken from past papers. It is from, mm, this is question number 2 of ABC in June 2002. So do it in your notebook. So thank you so much grade 01 for watching this video. I hope you must have enjoyed this video, and this time I think the voice must be a bit clear. We'll meet you again inshallah with a new video and with a new lecture. Bye.